I'm Kim from Brownville.com, and I'm so excited to be back here with Vegan Outreach, teaching you how to make the most naughty, delicious, scrumptious carrot cake cupcakes with a little vanilla and walnut topping. Let's get started. It's so easy, just a few ingredients. And I'm also going to teach you one of my favorite egg replacers for baking that you can find anywhere at any old supermarket. It's super inexpensive, and we're going to show you how to use it today. The first step whenever you're baking is to preheat your oven. Today we're preheating at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 176 Celsius. And of course we need a little cupcake tin like this, a little cupcake pan. This one fits 12, and you want to line it with some paper liners. Now all we need is a big bowl. We're gonna combine our dry ingredients, then in a separate bowl we're gonna combine the wet ones. So for the dry ingredients, all we need for this recipe is just some all-purpose flour, some sugar. I'm using evaporated cane sugar today. We need some cinnamon, of course, for our carrot cake cupcakes, and some nutmeg, just a little pinch of nutmeg. And of course, we need our little leavener combo. And for this one, we're using baking powder, baking soda, and of course, some sea salt. Just whisk that together. And we set it aside. For our wet ingredients, we're gonna start with that beautiful egg replacer. It's something you can find anywhere where you can find canned beans. Yes, we're using canned beans, not the bean, but the actual liquid from the can. This is what is called aquafaba, and it is my favorite egg replacer whenever I am making cupcakes. They produce this amazing texture, and this is so inexpensive. Then you can use the chickpeas to make hummus or whatever you like. So for this, all you want to do is you want to open up your can, and you want to drain the liquid, of course, reserving it. So I just use a little colander, and then we just measure out what we need with a spoon. We need 6 tablespoons for this recipe, so I'm just gonna measure them out and place them in the bowl in which we're gonna add the rest of our liquid ingredients. All right, the next thing we need is some oil. You can use coconut oil or any other type of kind of neutral tasting oil, high heat oil. And we're also gonna use some natural applesauce, unsweetened preferably, because we already added the sugar in with our dry ingredients. And finally, of course, we need our carrot, right? These wouldn't be carrot cake cupcakes. So what you wanna do is finely grate some carrots. I used 3 here, but the amount we're providing, that's the perfect amount. So it depends on the size of your carrot. Just grate it and then measure it out. We're gonna add all of that in here, and we're gonna whisk it all together. Now what we need to do is add our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients and mix them together. Now it's very important whenever you're making a cake or cupcakes not to overmix. So just do it softly until everything is nicely combined. And then we're simply going to fill up our little cupcake liners 3/4 of the way up. You want a little space for them to grow and rise. Now all we need to do is pop these babies in the oven, and you're going to let these bake for anywhere between 15 to 17 minutes. So after 15 minutes, just check. What you want is for a toothpick inserted in the center to come out nice and clean. And what I love to do whenever I'm baking is halfway through that cooking time, I like to rotate my pan, because the temperature at the front of the oven and at the back is always a little bit different. So that way you get even cooking all around. While this is in there, we're gonna create a very simple little glaze to top our cupcakes. For our topping, I wanted to teach you how to make a really simple vanilla glaze. Now, of course, if you prefer a traditional whipped frosting with like a vegan cream cheese frosting or a vegan buttercream frosting, you can go ahead and do that. But I wanted to show you a way that is so easy, no measuring required, although we're providing amounts, and of course, there's no whipping, no equipment. So this is super, super simple. All you need to start with is some powdered sugar, and we're gonna add a little bit of non-dairy milk, just a tiny bit at a time. You'd be surprised of how little we need to make this. So just a little drizzle. And of course we need some vanilla extract, just a small amount as well so it doesn't turn it too dark. And we just start whisking. You can use a fork or a tiny whisk like this is great. And you can add more milk as needed. Just play it by ear. continue adding milk and whisking until it has reached the consistency that you like. If you like a richer, kind of thicker icing, then use less. If you like it a little bit runnier and just a tiny glaze, then you can make it a little bit more liquid. Our cupcakes are out of the oven. I've let them cool slightly here until they're easy to handle, and now I'm gonna remove them from the pan and let them cool on a cooling rack. It's important that they cool completely before you put on that glaze. Once they've cooled, all you need to do is kind of whisk your little glaze one more time, and all we have to do is take our cupcake, dip it in, swirl it around, and you have your beautiful little glazed cupcake. I love to top it with some walnuts just for that beautiful crunch, and it's just the perfect combination in my opinion. As you can see, vegan baking is so simple. You don't need dairy, you don't need eggs. All you need is a few basic ingredients that you can find in your regular supermarket. It's so easy. Now, of course, you can go the traditional route and create a rich, thick frosting for these babies, but I wanted to show you a way that is really simple, no equipment required, so that you can make these at home anytime you feel like having a naughty treat. These are so good. So I hope you head on out of here now, go make these. I'm gonna stand here and eat one because these smell so amazing. And I'll see you again soon with more here at Vegan Outreach. Ah, that looks so good. Look at that. Oh my God. That's amazing.